When you were in kindergarten, did you ever think about your health? If you were like me, you probably didn't. But what about now? As we get older, we become more conscious of our health status. We all want to live a happier, healthier life. But what if we learned about how important our health was at an earlier age? An article written in 2013 for Centers for Disease Control and Prevention stated that 1 in every 3 kids in America were either overweight or obese. That means that 33% of American kids are already inclined to heart disease and other illnesses simply because they were overweight as a child. Today I'm going to talk about why childhood obesity has increased, how educating parents can help decrease these numbers, and what you can do to put an end to this radical epidemic. First, let's look at some recent food trends that have influenced our ways of eating. Childhood obesity has continued to grow because of our recently developed eating habits. Portion sizes in America are outrageous. Have you gone to a restaurant and been able to eat your entire meal? And if you did you regret eating all of it later? Portion size is not only a critical part of weight loss, but weight management as well. Losing weight and maintaining weight are 2 very different actions. Mary Gavin, a medical doctor for kidshealth.org, said that a majority of kids don't necessarily need to lose weight or go on a diet, but the goal for an overweight child should be to gain weight at a slower rate or to maintain their current weight. Let's look at some ways that we can help control our children's diet. Educating parents about healthy foods, proper portion sizes, and ways to save time in the kitchen are just some ways that we can help eliminate these problems. An aspect that many parents often forget about is the importance of food labels, but not only how to read it, but how to understand it. Brierly Wright, a registered dietitian from eatingwell.com, said to first look at the serving size on the food label. Many food manufacturers are very tricky, and they make serving sizes very small to make up for the large amounts of calories, fats, and sugars. Sometimes it may not be the quantity of the foods eaten, but the quality of those foods. Jessica Newfield, a grad student from the University of North Carolina in 2012, said that statistics show that on average, kids do not necessarily intake more calories than kids in the past, but they are taking in foods that are higher in fats and sugars. Later, in 2012, Paul Stanton, a writer from Livestrong.com, said that a home-cooked meal of chicken, green beans, and potatoes were not only less calories, but had more nutrients and vitamins compared to a 600-calorie Happy Meal from McDonald's. Besides our eating habits, another problem we are seeing with today's kids is the lack of exercise. Physical activity in youth have become to be a weekly activity instead of a daily activity. We are seeing that many kids are relying on the television, video games, the internet, and other media to keep them entertained. Unlike 10 to 15 years ago, it is now common for many kids to have an Xbox or a computer at their home or even in their rooms. In June of 2012, a writer for Medscape Education magazine, Kathy James, said that a recent study showed that 3rd and 4th graders spend on average 22 to 24 hours every week watching TV. That's 3 to 4 hours every night. Physical education programs are slowly declining, and schools are rarely encouraging physical activity outside of the classroom. The writer of Understanding Childhood Obesity in 2012 and a professor from the University of Mississippi, Clinton Smith, said that many schools have been forced to cut PE programs because of budgeting. Kids are at school for at least 1/4 of the day, Monday through Friday. Are we really asking that much for the school to take 1 out of the 8 hours a day spent in the classroom for physical activity? I don't think so. Now, let's look at how parents can cause a change in their child's exercise habits. A study done by the Health and Human Services said that children should be getting about 60 minutes of physical activity every day that emphasize the 3 components for a healthy exercise, these being strength, endurance, and flexibility. Incorporating these 3 aspects to a child's life helps to ensure proper development and growth. Let's look at some of the problems and possible solutions that we've learned today. We've looked at how the change in our society's foods and portion sizes have increased childhood obesity numbers. We then looked at how the decline in physical education programs have also increased childhood obesity numbers. Then we looked at how important it is for parents to learn about healthy habits. Our society is changing and will continue to change. I challenge you to make a healthy lifestyle change that you can pass on to your children or your future children. It is never too early and never too late to start living a healthier life, but why not start today? Thank you.